Hello everyone, welcome back to Tech Teach. In today's video, we'll learn how to use HTML and JavaScript together to create an interactive program. We'll calculate average of 3 test scores and assign a grade. Let's get started. For that, I have created a HTML file gradecalculator.html. Now in this file, let us insert basic HTML structure. Now in body we'll add script tag, and inside script tag we'll write our JavaScript code. So the question is, write a program that accepts from the user 3 test scores, calculate students average score and assign a grade. For accepting input from user, now we are going to use HTML input text field. We'll add here 3 input fields. First give label, enter, test1 score. In front of that, input type equal to text. Don't forget to give ID because we have to fetch value of this input field using ID. Similarly, create one more input field for test2 score. Input type text, ID is equal to T2, and enter test3 score. Input type is equal to text, ID is equal to T3. After accepting the input, we have to calculate average score and assign grade. That we will do after clicking on a button. For that, let us insert here one button. Input type is equal to submit. Give some value to it. Calculate grade. ID B1. And for displaying result, we will create here one paragraph. Give ID to paragraph. Now our HTML is ready. Now let us write JavaScript code to calculate average and grade. Let mark1 is equal to, we can accept value or we can fetch value from text field by using document.getElementById T1. This is how we are fetching our text field, and to get value inside that text field, use the property value. This will give you value from this first text box, but that value will be in string. So let us typecast it using parseInt. So it will get converted to integer. Similarly, we can do it for mark2 and accept the value from T2. Then mark3, accept the value from T3. Please remember this T1, T2, T3 are the IDs of these text fields in which we are accepting the input. Now let us validate the input. So to validate the input, we have to write in if condition We can check if it is number or not using isNaN. So here if isNaN mark 1 or isNaN mark 2 or isNaN mark 3, if any one of them is not number, we are going to show error message using alert error enter valid input. If everything is good, if user enters number in all the fields, then we have to calculate the grade. So let us calculate the grade in else part. Let us have one variable average is equal to mark 1 plus mark 2 plus mark 3 divided by 3. This will give you average, and after calculating average we have to calculate grade. So let us have one variable for storing grade, and to assign grade we need multiple if else conditions. So if average is greater than or equal to 80 and average is less than equal to 100, then assign grade O, else I will just copy this condition and change the value. If average is greater than or equal to 65 and average is less than or equal to 79, grade is equal to A. In the same way we'll do for grade B. Just change the value. If average is greater than or equal to 50 and less than or equal to 64, grade is equal to B. Else if average is less than 50, grade equal to C. You can skip this last condition, or if you want you can write it. Now we have calculated the average as well as grade. Now let us display the result. For displaying result we have taken this paragraph, and inside this paragraph we are going to show the result. So first of all let us fetch that paragraph again using document.getElementById and give ID of that paragraph. Then using innerHTML property we can set the text. So innerHTML is equal to average is, let us concatenate average and grade is. Concatenate grade. Now this entire code will get executed after clicking on the button. So let us enclose this code inside a function grade calculator, and here we'll have on click event, and on this on click event we will call this grade calculator function. So as soon as user click on this button, this function will get called and entire code we have written in JavaScript will get executed. Let us test our code. So here you can see 3 text field and 1 button is there. So here I'll enter test1 marks, then test2 marks and text3 marks. click on calculate grade, and here you can see average and grade. But if you see average, there are so many decimal places are there. If you want to fix decimal places till 2 or 3, you can use function toFixed here. Average dot toFixed, I am giving here 2, so it will fix our value till 2 decimal places. Let us refresh the page. Again enter the values and click on calculate grade. Now you can see average is 81.67 and grade is O. As you can see, the program calculates the average correctly and assigns the grade based on the score range. Now let us try with some invalid input. If I enter here some invalid input and click on calculate, it is giving error message, enter valid input. Let us recap what we learned today. First, we used HTML to create input fields and button for user interaction. We used JavaScript to fetch input values, then perform calculations and validate the input. Then we displayed result in paragraph using getElementById and innerHTML property. This is simple yet powerful example of how JavaScript works seamlessly with HTML to make your web pages interactive. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe